I got up one morning and there were blue streaks through the water. And so I called my husband and I said, honey, can you take the camera and go down? Because at this point, I haven't been able to go out into my own backyard for months because it was like anaphylactic shock. I literally would stop breathing.
And can you imagine being at a waterfront property and not be able to go outside at all?
Everybody should take responsibility for the water running off their property. When farmers look at bare soil, they ought to think, that's not good. It's going to rain. It's going to snow.
I think what we need with farmers is that they have to realize that their individual farm contributes, to the big problem. And not just themselves individually, but them and their neighbors and their neighbor's neighbor. Mm-hmm. They all have a part in it, just like each village and each city in the watershed, and everybody has their part, and everybody should do their part. It saves time, it saves fuel, and of course it also saves soil, so that's why we promote no-till. But farmers have, they've got to make it work on their farm with the tractors that they have, and with they don't change their equipment all at once, and they've got to figure out how no-till works. Practice it a few years. I'd like to recommend starting with a few acres, working their way up to get it to work on their farm.
In this case, I didn't want to run corn all the way to the top because it's kind of steep, so we left that upper strip of hay. So instead of having 3/4 strips here like we had in the past, we split it into 2 and have gone to all no-till. So I think there's about 1,000 different ways to accomplish the same thing. It's just putting the right package of tools together.
Cropland is really important, but there are many different practices that apply to cropland. Nutrient management is one, tillage is one, grassed waterways. I mean, there's lots of different practices that you put on a cropland to make a difference. Everything I've mentioned is pretty straightforward agricultural practice. It's been done all over the country. We know how to do it. It's an acceptance thing.
It's really tight out here now. We can't afford to let the nutrients run off. We're capturing 98% of the water that ever falls on this farm. After about 6-7 years of monitoring, they've determined that 98% of the water is used for crop production, groundwater recharge. It's staying on the farm.